Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, you will learn about alias, comments, arithmetic operators, and null values in SQL. So let's start. Alias. It is used to give table or column a temporary name in SQL. As you can see, I have written temporary name. This is because whatever name you are changing for column or table for reference, it is just for reference purpose and it is on temporary basis only. It won't change your column name or table on a permanent basis. So for table, we have syntax as select column name from table name E. I have defined as a alias for this particular table, means I can refer this table as E also in this particular query. Similarly, for column, we have select column name as alias name. Here we are taking as alias name whatever I will define in alias name. I can refer that alias for this particular column in this table. So comment in SQL, as you know that we use comment in almost every language whatever we use to code. So likewise we have comment in SQL also. This we may be using to explain what that particular code section is about, or to make our particular section unused by commenting a line or a particular portion. That is, we can comment multiple lines also. So likewise in SQL we have to we can comment our particular line or code in a single line also and in a multiple line also. For single line comment we use two dash sign in front of a line whichever we want to comment, and for multiple line comment we use forward slash and asterisk sign starting and at the end of asterisk and forward slash again. Whatever is in between of these two signs will be considered as commented path. So let us see working of alias and comment through PLSQL developer. As you can see, I have logged into HR schema and I will execute this query that is for employees table. If you see, I have almost 107 rows in my employees table. Now you are able to see that I have executed this query and I got all the rows and columns present in employees table. Now suppose I want to fetch only two columns, that is first name or last name. So for this purpose either I should know the exact column names of the table, or I can use alias to fetch it easily. Now how it works, let us see. If you see, I have written employees dot first name, employees dot last name again because I am fetching these column names through this table by putting table name again and again. But suppose if I have so many columns and I want to fetch most of the columns from it, so that will be a hectic work for me. Instead of using the complete table name, what I can do is I can use alias for this table. That is, I have used E for employees and I can write E instead of employees again and again for this particular query, which will act as a temporary name for employees. So if I execute this, you will see that I am able to fetch first name and last name only by using this temporary name, that is E for employees table. And for columns we have, as I told you that for columns we use as alias name. Now suppose that your column name is first underscore name, last underscore name, but you want to show your column name as something else rather than the original one which is present for your particular table. So you can use that alias to change a column name on a temporary basis also. Like for first underscore name, I have used first space name, and for last underscore name, I have used last space name. So let us execute this query and see whether it works or not. If you see that I am getting the desired output, that is first space name and last space name, which means that my permanent column name, which was first underscore name, is now replaced by a temporary name, which is first space name. Likewise, whatever name I want to give for this particular column, I can give by giving alias for a particular column. Let us see how comment works. As I have told you, you can comment your code in a single line also and in a multiple lines also. If you see that if I execute this particular query, then I have first name, last name, salary and email, which means 4 columns I have in total. Now I don't want salary from this section. So what I will do is I will simply comment it by putting 2 dash in front of salary. And if I execute this query again, you will see that I am not able to fetch a salary. My query is not able to fetch a salary. I am only getting first name, last name and email from my employees table, as I have commented salary part from this particular table. Now suppose if I want to comment multiple columns and I don't want them, so either I can put 2 dash again and again on a particular line, or what I can do is I can use multiple comment line, that is by putting forward slash and asterisk at the start and at the ending with star and forward slash. If you see, my commented section is converted into red sign, which means that it is commented. Now if I execute it again, you will see that I am getting first name and email only, as I have commented last name and salary from my employees table. This was about alias and comments. So now let us study about arithmetic operators in SQL. Arithmetic operators can perform arithmetical operations on numeric operands involved. Arithmetic operators are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The plus and minus operators can also be used in date arithmetic. Addition. It is used to perform addition operation on the data items. Items include either single column or multiple columns. Subtraction. It is used to perform subtraction operation on the data items. Similarly, we use multiplication, division for multiplication and division. Modulus. It is used to get remainder when one data is divided by another. So let us see working of arithmetic operators through PL/SQL developer. So I will execute my complete table again, that is select star from employees. Okay, so if you see, I am having same number of records, that is 107 rows in this particular table, that is employees. Now if I want to select only first name, last name, sorry, employee ID, first name and salary only from this table for a employee which have employee ID as 100. So what I will do is I will execute this, and if you see, now I am getting employee ID, first name and salary of employee which has employee ID as 100. So I will perform my all the operations on this particular column, that is salary only, and I will show you how addition, multiplication, subtraction, division and modulus works for a particular query. So let us see addition operation first. If you see, I have written select employee ID, first name, salary plus 100 as after addition salary. I have taken different columns because I will show you through these two columns the original salary and the salary after addition, that what salary is changed after performing addition operation on a particular query. So let us execute this. As I have told you that we have to use plus sign for adding a particular number in SQL. So if you see, my original salary was to 24,100 only, and after performing this plus 100, I have 24,200, as 100 is added in my particular salary for employee 100. Similarly, if I put minus sign after the on a salary, then I will get subtracted salary of this particular employee, that is employee ID which have 100 ID. Now if you see, my original salary was 24,100 and after subtraction salary I have 24,000 only. Similarly, if I multiply, so for multiplication I have to use asterisk sign, as I have used star for my salary. And what I am doing is I am putting star 2, that is my salary will be multiplied by 2. So if I execute this query, you will see that my original salary was 24,100 and after multiplying it with 2, it is 48,200. So this is how my addition, multiplication and subtraction works. Similarly, division is done by putting a slash. Now if I execute this same query, friends, I'm using the same query. I'm just changing the operator again and again. That is, for addition I have used plus, for subtraction I have used minus, for multiplication we use asterisk sign in SQL, and for division we use forward slash. So for this particular query, if you see, when I execute it, my salary is divided by 2, that is half of 24,100 is 12,050, which means that it is divided by 2. uh, my SQL is case insensitive language. So if you write it as select or in capital select, these are same for SQL, as it is not a case sensitive language. Now, for getting a remainder, we use mode function for it. Now, if you see that for getting a remainder, whenever I am dividing it by 3, what I am using is mod of salary comma 3. Here I have given 3. You can give any number by which you are dividing your salary. Suppose if you are dividing by 2, then you will get remainder as 0, because our salary which is present as 24,100 is an even number. So by dividing it with 2, you will get 0 as a remainder. So when I have executed it, you can see that remainder of salary I am getting as 0, because if I divide it with 2, I will get 0 as a remainder. If I divide it by 3, let us see what you will get. You will get 1. Okay, so if you see that modulus of 3 for salary is 1. So this was all about arithmetic operators in SQL. Now let us study about null values in SQL. A field with a null value is a field with no value. If field does not have any constraint like primary key or not null constraint, then that particular field can be saved with a null value. A null value is different from a zero value or a field that contains spaces. Now if you see that both of the things, that is, if I have 0 in a particular field and null in a particular field, both of these two things are different from each other, as 0 is also a value, which means I have 0 as a value for that particular field. But whenever I am leaving it blank, which means that particular field is null and it do not have any value. So how to identify null values? Null values can be identified with the help of is null and is not null operators. For is null, we have syntax as select star from table name, where column name is null. This is null is defined as for whatever column you will define as is null, you will get all the only records where you have null values, and if you define it as is not null, you will get all the rows where you do not have null values. So let us see how null values works in SQL. So for explaining null values, I will again execute this same query, that is select star from employees. I will show you again that I have 107 rows in my table, that is employees. Now suppose I want, if you see for first record only, I have manager ID as null, and I want to identify all the rows where manager ID is null. So what I will do is I have written over here that is select star from employees where h dot manager ID is null. So this is null will fetch me all the records where manager ID is null. So let us see that what records I will get from here. Now you see I have got only one row where manager ID is null. So in this table we have only one row where manager ID is null. So I got one record only, one row only. Now if I see, I have shown you that total number of rows were 107. So if I have manager, only one row where manager ID is null, which means that I should have 106 rows where my manager ID is not null. So let us execute this query and see that for how many rows my manager ID is not null. If I execute it again, you will see that I have got 106 rows. Yes, 106 rows where my manager ID is not null. So this is how null values works in SQL. Thank you friends. This was all about this lecture. See you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.